Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream. The second day of the emergency. We started the emergency yesterday, but this is the second day. And if you are watching this not live, enjoy the rerun. Hope you find something valuable in the show. Beside that, enjoy the show. Maybe the title should be "The Market's Crashing." What's up, this enterprise? Check in, Chamali. How you doing, man? Good job guys, good job. A little bit tired, so I'm guessing it won't be that long live stream, but we'll try to keep it long enough. Blyat, man. Farid, Demjan, Zilka TA, please. You were quick, man. Carlo, weak. To know wafer. Jason, Carlo, AD Mayat. How you guys doing? Where's the milk, dude? On the table. On the table. Breaking the support, guys. Breaking the support. Breaking the trend line. Holding the support. Yeah, you will learn to pronounce my name. I give it to you a year. Damian. I mean, how hard is it? Damian. Please, positive, please, hopium. No hopium. Did you see the stock markets crashing 2.5% on the downside? Let's see how this actually working out. Look at a candle here on this baby. Look at a candle. This daily time frame. 2.5% on the downside on the daily for the Dow Jones. Stock markets, S&P 500 down 2.51 on the downside. We kind of called the top up here. Right? We called the top. Where did we call the top up here? We called the top up here actually. It went a little bit higher up, but it's good enough. I mean, top was up here at 47.95, but we called top up 47.40. We also called the top up here at 36.4, but it went a little bit higher to 36.7. So give or take, but we are pretty close on calling the top. And if you go to the home, at least I try. If you go to up here, you can see here I'm calling tops for history books. In case I'm wrong, I will delete the tweet and deny everything. So 47.40, 36.4, 46, calling the tops up there. So this looks like it's I still don't see this how this is gonna climb up here. You've seen what's happening with Netflix and Facebook, and right now it might be the Snap might be next in line. Check out Snap. So I'm waiting for Snap to snap on the downside. Look at this, it looks bad, man. Snap looks bad. It has these three it went it dropped down big time here, slowly increased speed, got support, got first rejection, second rejection out here. There is support here. I'm guessing it's waiting for some kind of bad news to drop big time. I'm guessing just waiting for some kind of news to drop big time. DXY is on fire. DXY is still pumping towards the upside. We said that this is a parabolic move towards the upside for DXY up here. So right now the dollar is definitely going towards the upside while everything else is crashing. Everything, a small bounce from here over the weekend. Small bounce, will it actually happen or not? If you look at a weekly chart, I mean, there is some hopium that this will create the morning doji star pattern up here on the weekly, and will bounce back up again. It's weak, but we take anything right now, right? But you've seen what's happening on the stock markets right now, and this is just continuation. So we are a little bit further down on the today. We are unfortunately not gonna stream for the next 4 hours and 37 minutes, so I won't be here to see if this actually breaks the support or not. This is the very important level of the support, 39,541. Whether this is gonna hold or not right now, not quite sure. There is a trend line up here, of course, that's right now being broken. So will this pull above the trend line or not? We don't know. We already know what's happening yesterday. We talked about it. We closed below the 10 moving average and we closed below the support already. So yesterday we called the emergency, and right now this is the second second day of emergency, it is going with, you know, full speed towards downside. And just like Netflix down here, just like Snap down here, it has this move down, 1-2 bounces, and we are looking for a move on the downside. Snap on the other hand has Snap has the same thing up here, down here, you know, just a little bit bigger time frame up here. You can see it goes down 1, 2, 3, you know, and we're looking for this move on the downside. And let's check out Netflix. Did it had these 3 moves? Yeah, it had like almost like it's different 3 moves, but you know, 1, 2, 3, and it dumped down like 36% on the downside. So the question is, will this move do exactly the same up here? Now I am very bearish. I am looking to the downside, but when the big dump is gonna happen, because that's what we want to know. We want to know when the big dump is gonna. Bears are exhausted. No bears are winning, you know, over and over again. So I don't think this is gonna stop anytime soon. That said, the question is, you know, because we are not seeing the big dump, right? We are not seeing the big dumps, or you know, volatile dumps like, you know, 4 or 5% on the downside. So that's gonna happen once we break a very important level of support. Now, where is that support? What level is that? Usually it's some kind of trend line that needs to be broken, and once the trend line is broken, you know, you have a big move towards downside. Like over here, you know, we had some kind of trend line up here, You can see that once we broke the trend line, we had a big move towards downside. So we are expecting, you know, some kind of big move towards downside once we break certain trend line. There is some kind of trend line up here, so we're gonna try to find that. And there's some kind of trend line up here. Once we break the trend line, we're gonna get, you know, a big dump on the downside. Question, because on-chain shows that BTC on exchanges is so low, could it be that BTC are withdrawn from exchanges and used on trading platforms to short BTC? So a big form of manipulation. It could be that, but you know, I'm not, you know, the best guy, you know, to analyze on-chain data. The only thing I know is, you know, people have, you know, for past year been talking about how on-chain data is bullish, how, you know, they're buying and buying, but price is going down. So you know, I'm not quite sure about that. I do indeed believe that Bitcoin will, you know, survive everything, and this is just a bear market like any other bear market. It looks like we're gonna go through capitulation as well. That said, you know, why whales buying? Because they don't care about prices that are 30,000 or 20,000 or 10,000. They got, you know, enough money. They just trying to stake some, you know, Bitcoin on the side. I mean, dollar cost averaging. Like, it goes down, they buy more. It goes down, they buy more. They don't care, man. Why are whales buying? They wanna hodl it, man. They're not thinking, you know, next year. They don't try to get rich. Whales don't try to get rich, you know, tomorrow. They just try to buy and, you know, give their, you know, grandkids, you know, a couple of Bitcoins here and there. I have no idea if that would be even possible. Damian, remember 5 months TFN stuff. Nice. On the dollar, rather a quick deep fall than a month sideways and low steep step by step before the bull market kicks in yellow. Yeah, that's the trick. What's gonna happen? So we're gonna try to find the bottom support line, and you know, it's a little bit tricky to figure out where it is. It looks like it's this one up here, and it looks like we are already already broken it, somehow broken it, right? It might be this one. Let me see up here. This kind of looks weird. Maybe it's down here. Let's go and see how this looks on daily time frame down here. But there is definitely you know, support line up here. So I think we're gonna just focus on this part over here and see if you can find the line. I think it's something. I have this engulfing candle up here, but you know, maybe it's down here somewhere. This week on the downside went awfully, you know, fast, steep down. Maybe it's something like this. And once we, you know, break that on the downside down here, that's a 38.7, we might get a big dump. But these levels as well, you know, you can see down here, very nice 1, 2, 3 hits. So this short term, you know, 1, 2, 3 short term trend line, it looks like it's getting broken right now. Because it has a really nice 3 nice hits on the dollar up here, and you know, you got also a hit down here, and this is confirmed, and then you know these are not that nice, these are not that nice, but you know you got a couple of very nice and respectful lines, so it might be these two. So right now, you know, if we start, maybe we start closing down, especially since we did this move up here, you know, so I would say that if this closes down here, that might be a bad move on the downside, even if we don't close below the support down here. So the support is at 39,530. This is on Binance chart. The support is down at 39,530. So I think we need to see, you know, we need to see the daily close, and after the daily close, then we can have a little bit more information about what's to happen. There won't be any kind of, you know, third emergency live video tonight at the daily close, because I'm gonna go to bed a little bit earlier today, a little bit tired, so I won't be here to, you know, watch the charts. But this looks definitely very, very bad. 5 month in crypto capitulation is close, and then to the moon. 10 years more and then pension. Do you think we're gonna dump more today? Good question. Do you think? Do I think that we're gonna dump more today? Let's see up here on the charts up here. So we are a little bit getting a little bit extended from the moving averages. So you know, I'm thinking we can definitely try to break this 53.50 line up here. Maybe close down here, but it's already got extended down two times. So I think it needs to wait a little bit. Needs to, you know, consolidate a little bit. Now this is on the 4-hourly time frame, but the daily time frame can definitely dump. So you know, today before the close, I think it's just gonna hover around the level up here. So for the rest of the day, I think, you know, we might see some, you know, action down here, you know, up, down, whatever is gonna happen. But you know, if it starts closing down here, we might see some kind of small pullback before we actually continue on the downside, and then eventually maybe break this level on downside and dump. But right now for the day, I think it's just gonna stay in the range up here, because it's already dumped down like 2-3%. Right now it's trying to, you know, consolidate a little bit. We can see this on the 1-hourly time frame. Dump down, consolidate down here, right? It went down, it pulled back. So right now it's trying to pull back a little bit up here to moving average. We'll see if it gets rejected immediately, you know. But I think it's gonna stay in the range. I think it's gonna stay in the range up here. I think it's gonna stay in the range. See on the daily time frame. That's a big range, but you know, I don't think that it will be any kind of big major drop, you know, from what we expect, because you have to understand, after this big move, the trend line, wherever the trend line is going up here, once it starts breaking this line down here, I think it's this line down here, once it starts breaking this line on the downside down here, you're gonna see a big move towards, I'm not saying this big move or this big move, but you'll see a bigger move, and you know, panic kicking in on the charts. But right now we are not quite there yet, so you know, today okay, tomorrow not so okay, depending on how we close today. I'm like Georgia, I'm never bearish on BTC. Could this also be double bottom? Nah, it's, you know, this was double bottom up here. The problem with this being triple bottom up here is that we are having very bearish candles, very bearish closes, very bearish sentiment, so I don't think so. It's hard to feel like the market is bearish with CRV and MT doing what they're doing. CRV. I mean, just 2 coins. It's up, yeah, it's up 70%. But you know, there will always be coins that are pumping, guys. There will always be coins that are pumping. There will always be coins that are pumping, guys. Always. See here, CRV is up 10%, this is on the daily time frame, LRC up 3%, AMP up 7%, but look at the rest. I mean, you cannot say that we are bullish just because 2 coins are pumping, guys. You cannot say that we are bullish just because 2 coins are pumping. On the weekly time frame, we get a little bit more coins. GMT is still up 41%, you know, even it's probably going on the downside right now. It hit here 3.70, right now it's at 3.13, whatever, right? But you cannot say that we are, you know, bullish. Let's see hourly right now. Of course, a lot of coins are having AMP and CRV are going still towards upside. EOS is recovering plus 1%, but it's on the hourly time frame. You can see that there are no big moves, you know, 1% up, 2% down, you know, give or take. It really doesn't matter. Dump. So Bitcoin is pulling back a little bit up here on the 1 hour time frame. You can see here, you know, it got extended on the downside down here a little bit. Right now just pulling back to the moving average, which is normal pullback, no problem whatsoever. but you know, we are in no shape or form right now bullish or anything like that, right? This the 4 hourly time frame, it hit this low down here, but you know, we it broke it, and then we got this low down here, it get to support, and then we got this low down here. Now 4 hourly time frame really doesn't matter or anything like that, but you can see that this 4 hourly bottom down here correlates very nicely with the bottom down here. So if you look at a daily time frame, if you look at a daily time frame down here, this level down here at 38.7 or something like that might be very important level once we start breaking that. So if you start closing down here, you might expect a big move towards the downside, because there will come big move once you break the trend line. I don't know where the trend line is. I'm gonna check some other guys on YouTube, see what they are talking about, what kind of trend lines they are drawing, see if they see something that I don't see. But you know, there are different ways you can draw this. EOS huge head and shoulders on 4 hourly. Good evening, Sputnik. How you doing, man? So not looking the best right now, guys. Not looking the best right now, guys. Also, of course, the stock markets are crashing without survivors. Of course. And if you go to Twitter, I was just on Twitter, and Michael Burry, I don't know if you know who Michael Burry is, but he just wrote, "At least I tried." I think he's referring, this was tweeted you know, 3 hours ago, "At least I tried." And I think he's referring to the stock market crashing right now. You know, he was trying to warn people about stock market, at least from what I'm reading in the comments here, and I think that's about it. Pretty sure he's referring to trying to warn people about possible market crash. Pricing to sell up. Oh, bros, what do you mean by this? Michael, you did a great job. You let us know what's going on. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's about market crash, right? So right now markets are definitely crashing towards downside over here. Let's go and see some companies down here. Twitter is up actually 4%. Amazingly enough, Twitter is up 4%. Tesla is up 0.6%. There are actually no big dumps down here. This is on FedEx up 4.6. Yeah. Let's check something else. Investor. This gives a nice overview of the markets right now. Nickel down -63, Hang Seng -21 closed, Northern -31, Moscow 3.4, Frankfurt 2.4, 1816, 21822. So you can see the entire world right now is in deep red. Deep red. Deep red. 38.7 is the next target. Might be that. 38, yeah, 38.5, 38.6, give or take. Yeah, 38.7. That might be a very interesting level to watch for. Let's see on the weekly time frame what we have up here for us right now. We got, of course, the 100 moving average that might cause a dump. This engulfing candle, I don't think this should be used, and down here it should be used something like this up here, but it's too steep. But right now we are breaking that level down here. Let's clear up a little bit chart up here, because you know it's oftentimes really hard to, you know, draw very nicely when you have too many stuff. This week on the downside seems important. Yeah, I think this line also might be very nice. I mean, this on the weekly time frame, like look at this, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, almost 5 weeks down here. So you know that comes around 35.7 down here, 35.7. So you know we are not quite there yet, but I think, you know, capitulation might, you know, start down here. So this also might seem like a very important level to watch for down here. At what's that right now? At right now it's at 38, but you know next week is gonna be at something like 38. 35.8. That might be a very important level, because what we are trying to figure out is when the dump will commence, right? The big dump, and I'm talking about, you know, the big kahuna, right? The big kahuna, right? When will that actually commence? Maybe a little bit down on here, 35.3 or something like that. Do you believe an alt season? Not right now, no. Everyone are bearish, so we will pump. What's the lowest price you expect BTC to drop? From yesterday's video and from today early Bitcoin daily, if you watched that, you would see that I'm expecting around 23, 24, 25 right now, and that's because, as you saw in the title, the stars are aligning. So for the new guys that haven't been here on the last night emergency video or the Bitcoin daily, what we are looking on the charts up here is something very special. There are three things happening on the charts, guys. There are three things happening. First of all, and I'm going to draw the first lines up here. You might think this is a joke, but this is not a joke. I'm really serious about this. So what we are seeing on the chart up here is a bear flag, guys. We are seeing a bear flag on the chart up here, right? Something like this. Now the bear flag is pretty common pattern up here, and oftentimes when it breaks out of the pattern, it the target is continuation towards downside. The first thing you're gonna see here is that it hits these two levels up here, but before we come to these two levels, I want to show you that this 200 moving average that's previously been acting as some kind of a bottom for Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and you can see that up here on the weekly time frame. This has previously been always the bottom for the 200 moving average. And right now that also might indicate that we are gonna reach that bottom around that level up here. So these are around 23,000 give or take, 23, 24, 25,000 give or take. So this bearish flag and this 200 moving average are corresponding nicely right now on this bear flag to hit. Now what's also very interesting, and that's why I'm saying the stars are aligning, but actually the moons are aligning. These two lines are the moons, guys, and we love the moons on this channel. These moons up here, you've seen them before. Now there will be two full moons down here, guys. There will be two full moons down here, and these two full moons over here, not just regular full moons, it's called super moons. And super moons, and that's what we figured out if you watch the video called the Secrets of the Billionaire. I've been explaining what we figured out on that, but basically we figured out that supermoons and micromoons, the opposite of supermoon, oftentimes indicate some kind of bottom or some kind of top. Now we said a long time before that this over here, let me just go back up here again and just pull back this. So we said long time before we said that these supermoons on June or in July might either be the top or the bottom. So when we're going up here, we are saying this might be the top, but when we are going down, and right now it seems more like this bottom, because there is no way we're gonna reach some kind of top from over here. I mean, it needs to pump like insanely, whatever everything is crashing. It doesn't seem plausible at all. The probability right now is big time to the downside, but the bear flag, the 200 moving average, everything correlates with the dates on the 13th or 14th July and the 14th June and 13th July, this next full moon. So down here, guys, down here, that's where we're expecting to be the bottom. So right now you can expect something like, let's go daily time frame up here. You can expect at least 52 days, almost 2 months of dumpage towards downside. And once that's over, the dumpage, the liquidity, grab, the stop hunting, the mess, the fear, the getting rid of the weak hands. Once that's done, we are at the bottom. And as soon as we get to 23, 24,000, and you see people going one less dump, we're going down to 20,000, 15,000, 10,000. Then you know we are at the bottom. So guys, we figured out supermoons, we figured out bottoms, we figured out patterns, we figured out everything. We can go, and relax a little bit. So we knew the markets are eventually gonna dump. Stock market, when you see a company like Netflix dumping down 36% in a day, when you see a company like Facebook dumping down 20% in a day, something's not with the market. If you have any kind of bullish market and bad news come, they do not affect the market. I mean, Facebook can come out with bad numbers, stuff like that. It will move down like 2-3%. But come on, losing 36% in a day, something is wrong with the market. You know that, right? Something is wrong with the market, right? So we figured it out. We are looking for some kind of 23, 24, 25 levels up here. whether that's gonna be, but we know the date. We know the date. I think June will be a fake bottom with a correction up and then a real bottom in November. Whoa, 6 months of. I am bullish. We didn't had the rotation. What kind of rotation are you talking about? This is a pump and dump. It's not worth anything, but it's a pump and dump that keeps on going up, man. You know, there's difference. Manipulation, that's what's wrong. It's not wrong, man. Manipulation is always around, you know. Assume there is no manipulation, man. You would be the guy manipulating market. Why? Because you'll be sitting there like, you know what, I'm gonna act like I'm gonna buy, and when the price comes there, I'm just gonna remove my buy orders. You know, you will be starting to, you know, manipulate market. You will be the market. If there was no manipulation, you would be market manipulator, because you will be like sitting here. Oh man, the price, this thing is very good. You know, I wanna buy cheap. How can I get it cheap? I know. I'm gonna put out, you know, fake news out there and say that this thing is going to zero, and when they start to sell, I'm gonna buy cheap. So you become the market manipulator. I'm sorry guys, market manipulation is really real. It's normal, and that's how markets are working. The faster you get that, the happier you're gonna be. Don't be mad at manipulation, it's normal. I see a lot of people processing thoughts and getting to the truth. Did you check DXY? Yeah, we checked. It's going parabolically towards upside. We do check, you know, from time to time, but we are looking at on the weekly time frame, and you know, it just keeps on rising towards upside. You know, so leverage is one of the main problems. Yeah, but leverage is gonna get wrecked once we start getting into the liquidation part down here. So leverage longs right now, there is a lot of liquidity. Let me clear up everything up here. We've been saying this down here. You can see there is a huge amount of liquidity on the downside down here, below these levels, right? Below these levels, there is a huge amount of liquidity up here for gains, and you know, we call this liquidity because, you know, there is a lot of liquidity. What do we mean by liquidity? We mean that there is a lot of, you know, Bitcoin to be gained. So if you push the price inside this box on the downside down here, if you push the price inside this box, a lot of people, you know, leveraged longs, because a lot of people went long up here and still are not selling. You know, a lot of people down here went long, you know, a lot of people, and they had their liquidity, sorry, their liquidation levels are in the box or below the level, because they calculate, okay, if I'm here, how long can it drop? It's probably not gonna drop below down here, you know, so I'm pretty much safe, you know. So a lot of liquidations are gonna happen once we get inside this box down here, and when that happens, guys, that happens, you know, liquidations happen, stop losses start kicking in, because a lot of people are putting stop losses right below these last levels down here. They're like, oh no way, we're gonna get back down there, so you're putting stop losses down there. A lot of fear is gonna go around. You'll also see a fearful news, bad news, and then you're gonna be crushing the price down even more. And once that happens, you know, weekends sell. And that's what you know, that's what markets need. Market needs to get rid of the weak hands, and once the weekends are done, leveraged longs are, you know, capitulated, stop losses are triggered, whales have, you know, accumulated new Bitcoin. You know, we'll see the move down here, consolidation, you know, some kind of consolidation, and after that the price is allowed to go towards the upside, because everybody is out. Everybody's out right now. Not everybody's out. I wonder what mayhem will start, when the mayhem will start. Well, we just you know, drew the line. I don't know where the line is, so you know, it might be several levels. That's the trick, guys, finding where the mayhem it might start. It might be start, you know, at 38.5, or even down here at on the week. What do we say on the weekly time frame? On the weekly time frame down here at some kind of 35.3 levels, right? So these levels, you know, which exact level we start to mayhem, a little bit unsure about that, but you know, we are always trying to find these very important trend lines on the weekly time frame that needs to be broken. Once they get broken, then we know, you know, what's gonna happen. 36, 135, 32, 90, 26 is where the hornet nest, and we can go lower than that. TL doesn't allow beats to pump. He's a whale and needs more beats from weekends. You know what I heard just now? My wife's mother wants to buy Bitcoin, and I think it's funny because she's like 70 years old, no, 60 something plus. But she said, yeah, I would like one Bitcoin, just one Bitcoin. Yeah, when can I buy one Bitcoin? Yeah, you wait. So you know, guys that sell your Bitcoin in capitulation phase on the downside, you will be selling to my wife's mom. Just so you know that, okay? Top signal. Yeah, that is top signal. Yeah, that's top signal. But anybody who's selling his Bitcoin in the capitulation phase is selling to my wife's mom. Just so you know. Just so you know. When you're selling, she will be buying your Bitcoin. Just one Bitcoin. Your mama. Just so you know, guys. Just so you know. You selling, grandma's buying, you know, because grandmas have a long. It's okay. It goes a little up. It goes a little down. No problem. No problem. It will, you know, over time it will go up. You know, it's good. It's good. I have time. I can wait, and they're like, you know, 60, 70 years old, and you know, time is not actually on their side. But you know, whatever. I got time. I got time. It's okay. I can hodl. I can hodl. So we'll see. Bitcoin back, it was up 1.76%, right now down again. Let's go a little bit into the chart, see how this actually week played out. And just like we said, you know, it had a pullback up there, a little bit moved down. So really not much is happening, and I don't expect much to happen until the daily close. On the daily close, there will be some action. So follow the daily close, follow the action, follow the daily candle close up here. Very important daily candle close up here. Follow the which chart are we gonna use? This one, that doesn't matter. Follow the daily. I used up all the charts. This one's nice. Follow the daily candle close down here. There are two levels to be watching for on the daily. This is this on Bitstamp, but you know, it's almost the same level of everything as 39,530, give or take. That's an important level. The second level is a trend line. It goes from the bottom red candle to this red candle up here. It should not actually, it should actually go up here. That's why we dumped on the downside. Because this is a engulfing candle. But on 4 hourly it looks like this. So yeah, it is 4 hourly. Yeah, I was right. And it's not this, but this looks nice. But I don't think it's this one. It might be that one as well. I mean, it's nice. But yeah, I think it's this level, you know, don't make it any, you know, more complicated. It is right now we are below that, but you know, I think there will be some action going right over here at this level at the daily close. We close below, we become bearish. We close above, you know, there is still hope, but you know, it's very tiny little bit of hope left, whatever that is. So you know, if it start closing below this level, it's gonna be bad. I'm not gonna stream for the next, you know, how long is that? Next 4 hours and 9 minutes. So that's definitely not gonna happen. But that's what I'm looking at right now. But 4 hourly close is happening in 4 hours. Nah, it doesn't matter. It is a little bit extended on the downside. We might get some kind of move towards the upside up here. So we'll see how this actually plays out. If it just stays down here for the day, it's a goner. But this is the, you know, needless to say, this is the most important level right now to watch for, and that's what we have. And as you saw right now, Bitcoin, you know, from yesterday's emergency stream where we hit the top and we did a big no-no, which I said, you know, you know, going up here was nice. You know, up here support, no problem. Up here bullish engulfing candle going up, no problem. If we start getting rejected down here and go back down here, that's game over. Right now I still feel it's a game over on the downside. Stock markets, Dow Jones, S&P 500, rest of the world markets are also crashing towards the downside. You see what happens with Netflix and the Facebook, and this is just continue. Whether this is gonna be depression or some kind of big fast dump, you know, that lasts 1 year. Depression in 1929 lasted for 3 years or something like that. I'm gonna show you depression just so you can see that up here. Let me go to this chart up here. Go to the maybe monthly chart, and we're gonna go back all the way down here to 19. No, this is only 2007. Where is the chart? Is S&P 500? Yes. I don't have Dow Jones. This chart. So we're gonna go way back down here to the depression in that started in August of 29. Depression, we hit some kind of top and then started going on the downside. Now the thing about this bleed on the downside, it lasted for this is a monthly time frame, so it lasted 34 bars, I mean 34 months, so almost 3 years. Down to the bottom, it lasted almost 3 years, guys. It lasted almost 3 years. And after recovery to the, you know, the first recovery, not the top up here, the first recovery, just the first recovery, it lasted, you know, 56 bars. That's like 4 or 5 more years to just get up there. And to get to the top up here, the top where it actually, you know, was previous top up here. You can see here, you know, after that it continue going towards the upside. It happened in 55, so almost 25 years. Yeah, 25 years to get from the top to the top again. 25 years move. That's happened in the depression. Now, this is not the worst part. I mean, this is the worst part when you think, oh man, 25 years, I don't have that time, whatever, right? What I'm gonna tell you right now, that if we have, you know, 3 years of dump, there will be how long, you know, time period up here. There will be a time period of 56 bars. So, you know, pretty, we are already calculated 56 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. There will be, you know, period of 5 years when markets are going skyrocketing towards the upside. So if we are in some kind of depression, yes, you can expect a down movement that's gonna last for years. It's not gonna be fast like 2008. It's not gonna be fast like 2011. It's not a short, small crash to some kind of moving averages, a pullback, a correction. It's a depression. If we are having, and I believe more in the depression right now than any kind of correction or whatever. If we go down, I think depression is gonna, you know, last for a very, very long time. And as you can see on the chart, like in 1929, like it had, you know, we were going down 3 years. It was depression, literally, like everything was bleeding, you know. So this would actually do very well. This was a dump on something like 90%, if I remember correctly, 89%. If you have something like that today, and you know, if you have something like 90% correction to the downside today, you can see the levels. You can see the levels we're gonna hit, guys. You can see the levels. This is at 33,000. We're gonna hit down at you know, 3,300. Like this is, you gotta go to back to 95. That's 25 years. They're gonna erase 25 years of gains. You know, 25 years of gains once we go down 90%. If we go down 90%, the question is, will we actually go down 90% or not? But I believe it's depression. I don't know if it's gonna last 1 year, 1 month, 6 months, 3 years. We're gonna follow it, but it does look very, very bad on the charts, of course, on the charts up here. I'm not gonna explain how we figured out the top, but basically it's a trend line that got broken, you know, at very special levels. And right now, you know, when everything else seems to be effed up, you know, we gotta assume for certain things. Kevman is in the chat. That means we are at the bottom or at the top. I don't know, man. Sell everything before the bump, Kevman says. Must mean we're going down. Kevman, hey man, how you doing? Did you sell everything? Did you buy everything? What do you think is gonna happen? Because we are calling the emergency over here. We are calling the capitulation phase coming. We are calling the market crashes are going down. We are calling 23, 24, 25k, you know, say whatever. We are calling the bottom on the between June and July. We are calling the bottom between June and July. I'm not quite sure about, you know, if the stock market is gonna bottom out between June and July. So it might be just, you know, 1-2 months of the dump. I'm calling it's going up or down. the funny man, come on. Yeah, maybe. If the VIP chart in the US stock market from 1778 forward works out, previous recession will look like Charles' play. I mean, 90% is 90%. Like, it doesn't matter whether that's in 1929 or 2022, you know. Greetings from Santo Domingo. Sold 50% while it's better to wait a little bit until buying. Again, I don't know what the better thing is to do. It looks terrible on the charts. Not the most optimistic charts, unfortunately. There are some coins that are pumping a little bit and stuff like that, but that's because we are still not getting this capitulation candle on the downside. So I think we still got a little bit more room to, you know, bleed on the downside before we get the big drops. And you're gonna see the big drops. They're gonna be very, very heavy. Everybody's gonna be having emergency live streams, and we're gonna be crashing towards downside without survivors. You will see altcoins doing -10, -15, -20%. Guys, this is not a joke. If this goes down and these kind of numbers starts popping up, because if Bitcoin does -5 to 10%, what do you think is gonna happen with altcoins, guys? It's gonna bleed like you know what. It's gonna bleed like you know what. Right now, I do not see anything bullish on the charts. I have no reason to believe that this is gonna, you know, suddenly turn around. I said what needs to happen for this to turn around, and that's this level up here at around 42k. If we for whatever reason get above the 42k up here, This is the level. If you can get above 42k level, I'm gonna become bullish. I'm gonna be #1 bull. I'm gonna go to the Wall Street and, you know, wave the bull flag. I'm gonna go to the Miami and wave the, you know, electric Miami Bitcoin bull flag. You know, I'm gonna be the biggest bull proponent of the bullish. I'm gonna, you know, spread the holy whatever it's called to the masses about Bitcoin. I'm gonna be the #1 bull in the world, right? If you can get back above the 42 level. But since we are not doing that right now, there is nothing showing us on the charts. We gotta assume one thing, that we are bearish. Best strategy may be to forget your portfolio or bury your ledger on a remote island. But can you find the remote, you know, can you find back the ledger after you bury it? That's the trick, man. I remember as a kid, I used to go to the beach. I mean, I still go to the beach, but, you know, this was when I was a kid. I used to go to the beach and I would take my, you know, diving glasses and I would hide them under the, in the water under the sand, right? And for some reason, I would lose them. I would lose my glasses. I would lose other stuff that I buried down. For suddenly, like, you move just, you know, 1 meter, you know, to the side and come back and you cannot find it. It's like gone forever. Gone forever. So do not bury anything on a remote island, and you're not gonna find it. Gospel, yeah. Check for some bullishness on RSI, please. There is no bullishness on RSI. Do you know how I know there is no bullishness on RSI? Because RSI has been, this has been consolidation phase for a very long time. After any kind of, you don't even have to look at RSI. If you know how RSI is working, you don't have to look at RSI every second. There is only special events that actually cause you to look at RSI. Consolidation patterns, if this is RSI, this is 100, and this is 0, so this, you know, midline down here is 50. If you have some kind of big move happening down here, right, you will see some big, you know, movement on the RSI. But during consolidation pattern, the RSI will always go toward the 50 line. So consolidation patterns, doesn't matter if that's some kind of rising channel or some kind of falling wedge or some kind of triangle. Consolidation patterns, doesn't matter what they will always move to the middle of the chart on the RSI. That said, right now let's check the RSI, and you'll see here it's in the middle down here. It's not, you know, when I say in the middle, I don't mean exactly as 50, because we did move down a little bit, but it's not, you know, any kind of extreme oversold, overbought levels. It's in the ballpark area up here. It's nothing special. You can look for some kind of divergence or something like that up here, but there is not even that, because, you know, after a long time consolidation, there is not. This on the daily chart. On the weekly chart over here, it's sitting down at 44, almost in the middle, as we know, because, you know, consolidation patterns do tend to, you know, move the RSI in the middle position. So, you know, so we know when the time is to look at the RSI, and that's when we are having a big explosive impulsive move, because that's when the RSI actually moves to certain levels. That's when you get to these big divergences and so forth. But after the consolidation patterns, you know, RSI is useless. RSI is useless. Good thing may be that you can't find it anymore when everything goes to 0. Yeah, that might be a good thing. When your short-term prediction, would you close your longs in loss opened at 40, 150? 40, 150. Depends if you did leverage or not, man. I don't know, man. You do what you want to do. But like, you know, you do your money, not a financial advice, you know. You don't go to some other channel, you know, and, you know, ask, hey, tell me what to do, because nobody wants that responsibility, right? But you hear what they're saying, you know, you hear what they're saying. You think with your brain, you know, you get 2 + 2, and then you make your own decision, like a man, you know, balls, man. You make your own decision. That's how crypto hash works. I mean, I've taken losses before, you know. Don't cry over losses, you know. You know, you take small loss, but, you know, anxiety is out. And if the price goes up above your buy, and you'll be like, oh man, that guy on YouTube lied to me, you know, whatever. But you can always buy back in, man. The proof of bear market is in the chart. The move down is fast and furious. The move up is wonky, slow and long. Down is impulse, up is corrective. Facts. Wow, that's actually nice said, man. The proof of the bear market is in the chart. The move down is fast and furious. The move up is wanky and slow and long. Down is impulse, up is corrective. Facts. What? That's really nice, man. I liked it. I don't know why, but you know, that kind of speaks to me. That speaks to me. I like that. I liked it. You should check if we are going to form bullish divergence, and we are going to form bullish divergence on DXY on the daily. The daily on DXY doesn't matter because this is a slow moving chart. This is you know, dollar index. The only thing that matters is the weekly up here. On the weekly there are no divergences, and that's actually what the only thing that matters. You can also see that on the weekly time frame that we are increasing right now speed towards the upside. We are drawing these lines, you know, but there should be some top lines up here. Maybe there's some kind of you know, a rising wedge up here, rising channel up here. Because something like this up here. There breaks and it still didn't explode towards the upside, but it might be some kind of resistance line up here, right? But this looks like it is rising. Increasing speed. So the question is, will this break up here on the break on the downside? If it breaks on the downside, it might be some kind of release for Bitcoin, right? But if it breaks toward the upside, it's just gonna explode, right? You know, through the roof. Okay, I'm moving cash to Untitled Protocol. What's Untitled Protocol, man? Having a private key is like having a map to location. What's the emergency? Nothing, man. We're just chilling. Let's see what happened at 102. I mean, we are really close up here. So it is nice line. I didn't see this line before, but you know, right now I'm seeing it, so it's nice line. Let me see this other line up here. No, it's not as nice. This is nicer. So this looks like, you know, this could also be drawn as some kind of rising wedge, right? I mean, could be drawn as some kind of rising wedge, and we just exploded outside of the rising wedge. I mean, technically it could be, right? But it could also be, you know, we're gonna keep this bottom line down here. It can also be, let move these moving up here. It could also be you know, expanding channel towards up. There are so many lines that you can draw on the chart, and the question is which one is correct. Maybe everything is correct. Maybe everything is correct, because often people think there is only one correct line. That is not. Often think a lot of other stuff can be happening at the same time. Like over here, this looks very legit, guys. You know, this is support, very nice support, resistance, broke the resistance, support, and then, you know, blazed up to, you know, through the resistance. Legit line. I'm not joking with you. 200 moving average, broke 200, may continue up. Legit line, guys. The legit line. This is also legit line, guys. This is also very legit line. Look at this, nice hit, support towards the upside. Very good line. And you know, and these two lines form our, and these two lines, let me just clean up a bit fast. And these two lines form a rising wedge, right? You got a rising wedge that breaks towards the upside. What are rising wedges breaking to upside means? Bullishness. There is huge amount of bullishness up here, right? And not only that, it is increasing speed. That's why I drew this line. The first line I drew something like this, and the second line I drew something like this, because I can already see that it is increasing indeed. In fact, speed towards the upside. This is a very normal thing to do when you are going in some kind of parabolic move towards the upside. DXY is definitely going in some kind of parabolic move towards the upside. That means that everything else is going down. So we see that right now, DXY going up, markets are crashing, Bitcoin going down, whatever, yada yada yada. The question is, until where is June? Where are the super moons? June, July. The question is this gonna end? Is this gonna just continue up here? Is this just gonna continue up here and then hit some kind of top around, you know, the full moons? That's what we want to know. Is this the top up here and then Bitcoin and everything else consolidates, right? So this goes down and Bitcoin goes up. That might be the case. So DXY also, supermoon is very important for DXY. Might invest in the dollar. Yeah. Guys, I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you something that I think I talked about before, but right now it does seem a lot more legit. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna give you something that a lot of people are not gonna give you. I'm gonna give you something, and it's not gonna be crypto. I'm gonna give you something. You're gonna go to Twitter, and you're gonna search for something called the dollar milkshake theory. The dollar milkshake theory, and you're gonna research this topic. You're gonna research this topic, and you're gonna spread the gospel around, because I think this guy is right. I think this guy is right. I haven't been watching this guy for a long time, but I think he's right. Let me find the dollar milkshake theory. Let me find the guy who started it, or who formed the, you know, thing. The dollar milkshake theory. Dollar milkshake theory. It's Santiago's. It's, yeah, the investor's point. Let me share theory with Brent. I think it's called, you know, Brent Johnson. Yeah, what the milkshake theory is, dollar milkshake theory. I think he's called Brent. Is he called Brent Johnson? Brent Johnson, yeah, it's he. Let's go to YouTube. No, he's called Santiago, something like that. Theory, Twitter. Brent Johnson. This Peter Schiff status. The main problem with Brent Johnson's, yeah, Santiago fan, IO fan, this is the guy. Twitter. You're gonna go to this guy. You're gonna research the dollar milkshake theory because it does sounds very, very interesting and plausible. So this guy, Santiago Capital, I'm gonna follow him again. I don't like to follow him because he talks about, you know, stuff that are, you can see his pinned tweet. Have been asked many times if I have a video that quickly explains the dollar milkshake theory, and it's an event-driven process. This one's 21, but he's been talking about it a long time before. It's called the dollar milkshake theory. So he is saying that all the money is gonna pump the dollar up, and everything else is gonna go down. So dollar goes up to the roof, everything goes down, and as you can see right now, it does seem that way. It does seem that way. So do check it out. Do check this guy out. The Santiago is called Brent Johnson. He's got. You can also go and search him on YouTube. You can also search him on YouTube. He's called the dollar milkshake theory. He also got a couple of videos. There's a lot of videos. Dollar milkshake theory explained. Brent Johnson explains the dollar milkshake theory. The dollar milkshake theory. It's all about how the money flow in the world. The currencies are gonna get devalued while the dollar goes up, you know, through the sky. So check this guy out. I'm giving you a freebie here. It's not a freebie. I talked about this before, but you know, check the guy out. Check the guy out. Definitely says, you know, you might be, you know, I'm not very, you know, good at analyzing dollar and currencies and world events and what's gonna happen and why, you know, stuff goes up and down and, you know, the bonds and this and that. You know, I'm not there. I'm not there. But maybe, just maybe you are there. Maybe you are there. Check the guy out. Check the dollar milkshake theory. Come back and tell me, hey man, you remember the Santiago guy? Yeah, it's crap. Or, hey man, you remember the Santiago guys? He's right. You know, tell me what you think about that. Hyperinflation. The biggest question we should ask ourselves maybe, how are the invisible rocks doing? Oh man, invisible rocks. Bye. We gotta check that. OpenSea, visible rock. Yeah, I'm really 101 items, 64 owners, floor price. I gotta get me an invisible rock, man. I think I gotta get a invisible rock. 0.34, less 0.44. I mean, there gotta be something below. I mean, less than 1 ether. I mean, you know, 2 ether, 1 ether, 1. 18, what the WTF, man, 69 ether for invisible rock. I'm gonna make invisible, the invisible late adopter. Invisible late adopter. So we have to have an altcoin. By the way, guys, we're gonna talk a lot about NFTs on Tuesday. On Tuesday, there will be a live stream between me and Cryptovaluta Norway, and that guy is way in the NFT space. So we're gonna be talking a lot about the NFTs. I think we're gonna be talking about a lot about NFTs. So that said, do check it out on Tuesday as well. Some may buy them, but then imagine the news will accompany the capitulation. What will it be? Empty shells, factory shutdown, utility. I mean, there will definitely be something, you know, just, you know, force the market even more down. Mighty rest in dollar. We may have found the source of the dump right here. Somebody's selling invisible rocks, guys. Somebody's selling invisible rocks. Okay, let's see here on 1 hour chart how this actually looks. It's nothing. It's nothing. So you know, like we said over here, which chart was that? This is the most important level to watch for, guys. 54 minutes live streaming. We had a 4 hourly close down here right now. You see the 4 hourly close below some kind of support down here. I don't know what that was, but it was some kind of support. That's the support on the daily time frame, of course, 39, 539. So that might be some kind of short-term indication that we are, you know, gonna close down here. This is what I'm not gonna stream for the next 4 hours, so you know, you are gonna watch this for me. There is a very important level down here. I mean, it might be pulled down a little bit down here. Give or take, it's 39.5, give or take 39.5. This is the level that you're gonna watch. If you close below that level, you know, it's gonna be very, very bad. When the man is in the chat, welcome, man. Glad you could join us. That said, guys, since I'm tad late, yeah, you're tad late, like 55 minutes late. We're done with the stream. But when the man in the chat has a very nice song that I want you to listen to. And with that, guys, this live stream is over. The second day of emergency live stream is over. This is the most important thing. We still believe that it's gonna go down to some kind of 23, 24, 25,000, give or take level. The bear flag, the 200 moving average, the moons, super moons are coming in June, July. Enjoy the evening. I hope you're having a nice time, even with this dump. Try to figure out what's happening in markets. Everything is crashing. See you tomorrow, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Ciao.